There you go. Now this is my real
There
background.
you go. There you. Yeah, I was trying the virtual background. It does not look good on
No, it
mine
looks
either.
it looks super weird. It looks
I
super
need that
weird
green
for whatever
screen.
reason. Yeah, it looks super weird. I'm just checking if we are also live in our group. Yeah, it seems so.
Okay.
Okay, we are live inside the group as well now. So let's get started if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So I would like you to introduce. Okay, before that, this is the episode one. Just very casual. I
Okay.
just would like to introduce you, or you. I would like you to introduce yourself. I will ask a few questions as well,
Okay.
and then we will dive deep into the first part of this LinkedIn content and lead generation session.
That sounds good.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I'll introduce myself. My name's Justin Wilfley. Here in Central Illinois in the States. And I work in the exciting world of group health insurance. So I primarily specialize in group benefits for businesses, large or small, as well as doing some business for individual life insurance and disability insurance. So I'm just trying to up my game through LinkedIn, really through any of the social media platforms. So I'm pretty excited to get started with LinkedIn. So that's
Cool.
me in a nutshell. Yeah.
How have you been generating your leads so far, Justin?
So far, it's been through organic posts through Facebook, as well as some paid Facebook ads that have been seeing some return.
Okay.
Again, disability and primarily disability insurance and group health. It's not the most exciting uh, ad to generate as far as a lot of interest, but I have been able to have a few trickle in, especially right now with so many people in front of their computers. So it's probably higher than usual, but I've been trying to take advantage of that by getting some leads coming in that way through Facebook ads.
Cool. Are they working really well now because of the situation? Do you have a good
Uh,
CPC?
right now, yeah, I think so. And again, I'm pretty new with Facebook ads as far as how they work and how they're built. So I'm working with a friend of mine who does it, who understands it a lot better than I do on the technical side. So right now, really, we're in like I guess you call it almost the beta testing, where we've been doing it
Yeah.
for about a week to 10 days. We've been tweaking it for the first couple of days, weren't getting any click-throughs, any leads. So then we started kind of tweaking the ad to see if we took away less fields, if we were just asking for name and email, were we getting more responses, which we started getting more responses that way.
Mm,
So right now, it's really just kind of in this testing phase. Again, it's probably been a max of 10 days that I decided to finally go to Facebook ads instead of boosting posts, which I
okay.
found was not really helping my case very well. So, but yeah, so still pretty new to it.
Got you.
Yeah.
And then so now coming back to your core audience, who are they exactly? Who are you targeting?
So for businesses in Illinois, so essentially I'm in just the state of Illinois. For businesses, in this case, I'm targeting businesses with less than 50 employees that have been in business for more than 6 months, that have, that have at least a couple full-time employees. So I can work from, a one-person group up to, in this case, up to 50 full-time employees. And then on the disability side, I'm really trying to focus on the 35 to 65-year-old employed in Illinois.
Okay.
I'm targeting, again, people that are employed, certain jobs, maybe contractors, doctors, where in this time and space, a lot of the statistics I use are for, when you get into the workforce at about 35, what are your odds of getting disabled in that working time? So I'm trying to target it more to age specific as well as industry specific. So right now, again, specific targets just on those two, essentially one on disability and then one on group health benefits.
Understood. And so what is the average contract for you in terms of customer lifetime value for both these kind of customers that you're trying to target?
I would say if we have, if the industry average probably has, now again, for disability, it's going to be essentially till they're 65. So if they get a policy in place and they want to go to 65, or if they want to go to 20 years, typically those won't be any shorter than 10 years.
Okay.
I haven't written any that needed less than a 10-year policy for disability. Group health benefits, we have an average retention rate of probably 95% of our clients.
Good.
We have some that I've gotten, this year, or that we've had for 10 or 15 years. So I'd say probably on average would probably be anywhere from 5 to 10 years. If we're good at what we're doing, they'll be lifetime, as long as I'm in the business, hopefully. So,
Sure.
but yeah, probably typically because it's residual. If we keep doing a good job, then, we'll have customers that we've had for 10 or 20 years.
Makes sense. And these prospects or these audience that you're trying to target right now that you mentioned, do they already have an idea about the kind of insurance they want, or you actually take them by the hand and educate them about the different products you offer, so on and so forth? How does that process go exactly?
So with what we do, essentially, we do want to be the person that holds your hand, kind of the go-to expert as you're walking through this ever-changing, landscape of, group health insurance. When I say health insurance, it's major it was like Blue Cross, because I want to show more of a broad level. Hey, here's what we offer, kind of in a fun way to say, hey, we want to take these, if you have someone that's running HR, we want to show them how to reduce those headaches. So we're not looking at like, here's a policy with all your cool limits and deductibles and co-pays, because that's not what they're buying it for. Yeah. We want to show them how we're helping administer that education to their employees so they understand it, as well as relieving, letting them lean on us as much as they want to when it comes to, benefit administration, like enrolling employees, firing them, hiring them. How do we help with paperwork and, HR compliance? So I use it on a high level field and say, hey, let us, we're the ibuprofen of your HR department. Let us relieve those headaches for you. And then once we get into that, then it gets into the nitty gritty of looking through plan options, looking at cost analysis, what can we do with your deductible? So that stuff gets very, very nitty gritty. But the way we get those prospects in is because we want to talk that language that people understand. We don't go into the technical mumbo jumbo. We do it more on a, they can relate to it. Like, oh, I get it. Every time open enrollment comes around, I have a nightmare trying to enroll these 30 employees because I have to do these paper apps. And why can't I have something online? Which we have. We offer that software component. So that's how we approach it. Let us relieve those headaches. That's as simple as it gets. Like, we're essentially ibuprofen in a bottle. We'll toss it to you, take a few, and that's what we do. We reduce the pain and relieve the headache. So that's how we approach it. Yeah.
Got you. That's cool. And yeah. The target market. So who are the decision makers in what you're trying to achieve here? Are they the founders of the company, or are they the HR, or how does that look like? Justin, did I lose you?
An HR department of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where there's an HR manager or someone that focuses on what I'm trying to offer them. But most of businesses, typically it'll be this owner or president that just had this thrown on his plate. So it's just essentially another hat that he has to wear, another burden that he has to deal with year to year. So we try to target that pain point and say, kind of pass us your HR hat, let us put it on, and let us take care of that. So you can take care of the really important stuff, which is not benefit administration. It's how do you get your company to keep making money? How are you generating profit and letting us take the boring stuff away? So
makes sense. Then is there a specific industry that you're trying to target, or you told me about the two kind of audiences, but do they belong to a particular industry as such?
Well, for when it comes to businesses, I mean, we kind of say, a group is a group is a group. I mean, if a business has employees, that's who we're trying to help, whether it's a 2-person team that does landscaping, or it's a 30-person IT company. I mean, for us, it's just providing the health insurance to whoever's looking to increase their employee benefit package. So, and it's becoming such a hot topic these days. It's getting up there with Would I rather take a pay raise, or would I rather get better benefits through my company? And that meaningfulness is starting to gravitate towards benefits. Like I want an employer that's helping me with health insurance, that's helping me with my my vision and my dental, maybe some disability, some long-term disability if I get hurt at work or not at work. How are they trying to keep me? How are they trying to retain me? So again, with that, it's essentially, if there's an employer that wants to help his employees, that's who we help. So again, that parameter of 0 to 50 in Illinois, been in business for a little bit.
Okay.
We'll try to help them any way we can. So it's not really industry specific. There might be some that might be a little harder for us to deal with, maybe more specialized, but for the most part, I haven't had any hiccups yet with the businesses I've worked with in Illinois. So
Okay.
it's pretty broad for the industry selections.
That's interesting. And what kind of industries have you worked with so far?
Nonprofits, churches, worked with some restaurants, work with deals in the lumber industry. I mean, it's all over. I mean, it's just, I would probably say I think if I were to sort it, it's probably up there, probably as far as churches being one of the top ones. So I try to focus more on some non-for-profits, some of our local, chapters for different non-for-profits that are on, larger scale throughout the state or throughout the country, as well as, I mean, it could be a small dealership, auto industry. It could be a painter. It could be, again, I mentioned, kind of mentioned landscaping. It's literally all over. What we're just trying to find is, kind of going through our Chamber of Commerce, looking for those small businesses within, even more than Illinois, is looking at central Illinois. So we try to, we have offices here in, I'm in Bloomington. We have some in Champaign, not too far away in Springfield. So we kind of try to use that triangle as, how can we keep the advantage of a local agent? So that's what we go through Illinois, and I'll travel 2 or 3 hours north if I need to, but we like the idea of keeping it more centralized, local, within maybe 50 to 100 miles of Bloomington, just so we can service them properly, know the markets as well as we can, because they do change as you go farther north.
Sure.
in Illinois. You start getting closer to Chicago, and the whole landscape will change for that. So yeah, I think if I answered that question, I might have segued a little bit.
No, that's good. I mean, you're trying to niche down in Illinois. That's a good thing as well. I mean, your niching could be industry specific or an area specific if you are. So
we're because we're licensed via per state. So
correct.
All my licensing is in Illinois. So yeah, I don't necessarily go out to Indiana or Iowa or some of the surrounding states. Not yet. So right now it's specifically state of Illinois.
Okay, makes sense. And what is, or do you have any experience on LinkedIn so far? Have you gotten any kind of prospects or audience or any conversations that you started?
Not yet. So I've tried to, so essentially when I'm looking at prospects, I use LinkedIn as another way to try to connect with a CEO or an owner or an HR member. I don't post as much. For a little bit, I was trying to post on LinkedIn once a day along with some Facebook posts, just kind of duplicate it. But then I kind of dropped my LinkedIn activity once I started running some Facebook ads. But I would because I know LinkedIn is the play. It's kind of an untapped market because it's specifically those business owners or those department heads that I'm trying to reach. So I'll try to put some video, try to throw some memes on there along with some more, probably more educated articles. Not a lot of return or engagement yet, but I know with that comes, it has to be consistent. So if I dive into it, I have to keep going. So I'm not surprised, since I haven't done it for a few weeks, why there hasn't been a lot of engagement. So, but I am excited to see how to approach, sending a connection message or how to do follow-up through the messaging inbox. So I'm pretty excited to see how I can, again, just kind of take it to the next level for LinkedIn.
Sure. Cool. I think I do have a background of what you're trying to do here. So without further ado, what we can do is we can have a look at your profile. So here is how the plan is. Let's figure out a way to perfect your profile today. Again, it will not be perfect. We will definitely need to make some changes.
Okay.
Those changes will happen after you do a little bit of market research on LinkedIn, talking to people, kind of seeing what is it that people are responding to, especially on LinkedIn.
Okay.
We might need to create a report or something like that, which is your industry specific. That is where market research will come into picture. From that,
Okay.
we will have a better idea of the kind of content that we could create that will resonate with your audience.
Okay.
And after that, or alongside that, we will start with the outbound effort, which is connecting with your prospects, so on and so forth. So this is the flow
Okay.
for the next, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
good.
So if you mind, if you don't mind, would you share your LinkedIn profile with me?
Yeah.
You can post it in the chat here so I can open it and we
Yeah.
can go through it step by step.
Share screen too. Okay, let me see
Justin,
if
it's better that you share your profile with me so that I can share my screen and I will go through it step by step. That will be the...
Oh, sure. Okay. So don't share the screen. That's not bad. Okay. So you're saying just send you the link for mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Or I
Not sharing
can
anymore.
find,
Okay.
or I can find yours as
Let's
well.
see.
Just a second.
Yeah, you might be. Yeah, I'm probably the only Justin Wilfley
Yeah.
on.
Let me do that.
Okay.
All right. I found you.
Throw it in the comment box if that helps.
I got you, my friend. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let's get this. And you might want to take some notes as well as we speak so that things will be clear along the way, or the tasks will be clear for this week, so to say.
Okay.
Awesome profile picture, love it. Very authentic, really nice, very professional. We want to utilize this cover area. So that means you can, let me share a couple of good people with Scott. Yeah. For example, check this guy out. He's also a connection of mine. So he has a good cover photo, I think. So he talks about what he's doing, his email, his phone number. Our job here is to make our prospects job very easy. So for example, once they find your profile very attractive and they say, okay, I think I want to talk to Justin, what happens generally, they will have to wait till they connect with you, then you accept their request, then they send you a message. More often than not, they forget. People forget, people get busy, life comes in between. So our job is to make their life easy and give them as many ways to contact us as possible. So a cover photo like this, where you say what is it that you exactly do, a simple tagline along with your contact details, a photo which preferably shows your authority. So I know for a fact that you have some really cool photos on your Facebook as well. If you have a photo talking with your clients, stuff like that, that could act as an authority piece here, if that makes sense.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So next thing, this is fine. Here, this is the headline, as you call it.
Mm-hmm.
A simple way to put your headline is, I help X get Y so that Z.
Okay.
Just a simple format. So that people who come to your profile, they exactly know what you do for them. Here's the thing, when someone comes on your profile, within the first 3 to 5 seconds, they should exactly know what Justin is all about, what I can expect from Justin, and that's the thing. So the cover picture, your headline, your photo goes a long way in this. And then, so is this clear so far?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So the next thing is your about section. Here, Justin, so for example, you are very specific in the Illinois region. So a good way to talk about, a good way to frame the about section is to start with the pain points. So you have a really cool a tagline. You say that you are the ibuprofen for the HR department. So why did this come into existence? What's the pain point that a particular business faces that uh, that led you to doing what you're doing, so to say? So for example, you can say, you can start with the specific pain points that your target audience face. Then you can write the consequences that happen as a result of those pain points. Then you can empathize with your audience saying, hey, I understand, and I have I get it because this is what I do for my clients. Then you can frame your story around this, where you talk about what your experience is. How did you end up selling insurances or doing insurances for your clients? A short story, so that shows your personality. Very important. And after that, you can write your process about what is it that you do for your ideal prospect.
Okay.
Followed by a call to action again, so that contact Justin at phone number or email or whatever it is. And don't worry, I will send you the recording. Sorry.
I have to admit that was from, I believe, when I was doing the about section. I think LinkedIn gives you they do like a quick recommendation of what it's going to look like. So that's very cookie cutter through LinkedIn. So definitely needs some work on that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The profile should showcase your personality. This is what it's all about. Once your prospect sees your profile and they say, okay, Justin is definitely educated about the market. He knows the pain points that we are going through. They are more open to have a conversation, at least because you have shown some kind of personality through your profile.
Right.
That's essentially what we are doing here. And just it's everything is about them. We are there just to show them a light, just to offer service, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire goal behind this.
Okay.
One more thing that I completely, okay, is there a question about the about me section? I'm going to send you the recording later so you can have a look and you can then follow the steps that I mentioned as well. But do you have questions so far about this?
I do not yet.
Okay. Then the next thing, or the one thing that I forgot to tell you is, so you see the people here on the right. So what happens more often than not is people get distracted. Okay, there are some people here. Okay, let me check who Hiller is. Let me check who Jenny is, for example. And we do not want that. When people are on our profile, they should be on our profile. That's our goal. So what do you generally do is there's a way you can remove all these people on the right hand side, or this feature, so to say. So how do you do it is you go to me, you go to settings and privacy.
Okay. I'm just going to do this as you're
Sure. When you go to settings and privacy, you can say viewers of this profile also viewed.
Okay, let's change that.
So by default it is yes. You have to change it to no.
Okay.
And then let me know once that's done.
Okay, I believe it's done.
Okay, now you will not see that.
Hopefully not.
There you go, it's gone.
All right.
Yeah. So these small things, I mean, you need to do them once, but they matter a lot.
Okay.
Essentially, we are again trying to make our profile very attractive. Now, here's the thing. The next section is the experience section. So here's the thing, Justin. You need a company page here on LinkedIn. with a photo. So are you anyways in any ways able to create that for your company?
Create what?
A company page on LinkedIn. So for
I'm
example,
not. No.
so or so you are an agent for the company, is that correct? Or you are the
Correct.
owner? So is there a way that you can just talk to the marketing department to just create a simple page, a LinkedIn page, so that
Yeah. I'm actually surprised it's not. Let's see. Maybe they've had one since then. So I hopped on here a year ago when I started. So let's see.
it's very, very easy. It literally takes 5 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, I may have to talk to them to see. Yeah, I don't think they have. I'll have. Yeah, when I pull up the set benefits on the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have one. Yeah.
Because what happens more often than not is once you have done the initial part, they will see, okay, I want to see which company does Justin works for, and that company should also represent their values, or what is it that they are going to expect. So the things that you mentioned right now, they're fine, but essentially you are a representative of your company, so the company values and your values should match in this case.
Okay.
Or they should at least, it should seem like that, at least for the prospect. So a company page, so let me show you what I mean by that. So for example, let's go to my page, Rohan. So if you see my page, if someone comes and sees, okay, what is it that I'm doing? They will press this link, for example, which will lead them to my page. Why is it not going
Yep.
here? And then this page essentially shows what is it that you do. It's good to have
Okay.
some sort of content on your business page as well, or LinkedIn page as company page as well. And then people can check more, they can go to your website and so on and so forth. So this acts as a funnel, if you will. Your profile is acting as a funnel in this case.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's go back. Now the description here, you have written your tasks, which is good. However, everywhere or anytime you get a chance, you have to tell a story. So you can tell a few stories about what is it that you have particularly done for ascent benefits over here. If you have
Okay.
client testimonials, create a story around this.
Okay. So not really set this up more of like a online resume, more
No,
of a
no,
okay,
no,
storytelling. Okay.
no. I mean, everyone is doing that, and it's so. Here's how I look at it, Justin. Gone are those days where you are just sending a resume and people say, okay, I like this. No, it's like more about personalization and more
Okay.
about showing your personality. So this is what we are essentially doing here.
Okay.
What I have done, and this is for you to test. What I had tried is I I just copied the entire about me section just the way I described right now. I just
Mm-hmm.
copy pasted it um, in the description here of your company.
Okay.
That is what I did initially, and then once I exactly knew after market research what are the pain points that my target market is facing, I adapted it a little bit, and I then wrote a very detailed let's say paragraph or paragraphs here, showing how I am very qualified and what I exactly have to offer to you if we
Okay.
start working together. Again,
Gotcha.
uh, write it in a way as to show benefits, make it more benefit driven here.
Okay. Would I do
Um,
that for each of my experiences? For each of
sorry.
my past jobs, or
Yes.
just my okay.
Yes. Each of at least the first three that are showcased here. Now,
Okay.
unfortunately, you cannot do anything with the pages here because that's not your business, you're out of that. However,
Gotcha.
you can write a few lessons that you learned in these 2 previous jobs. That's something that
Okay.
you can definitely do. How you help your prospects. Again, it's all about showing your personality here.
Okay.
um, yeah, then let's see, what else do you have? Volunteer experience. Put it out there. What is it that you do?
Okay.
Just create a story around this. What is it that you did for the church?
Okay.
Because here's the thing, these are extracurricular activities. However, people who are very pro church and they are very religious, so to say, in this case, they will immediately resonate with you and they'll say, okay,
Okay.
I want to work with this guy. Let me at least have a conversation. It's small
And
things.
how far back should these experiences go?
First, at least 2 to 3 should have a description, I would say.
Okay. But as far as overall like timeline, when you're looking at volunteer experience, do you go back 15, 20, 25 years if you can?
I mean, you have 4 over here as far as I
Right.
see.
Yeah.
So with 4, I think it's good enough to have a description for each of this. It's fine. I mean, it essentially, again, I'm repeating it, but we are showing our personality here. This is exactly what we want to do.
Okay. Okay.
Skills and endorsements. This is something that potentially you need to work on, because it's not the most important thing, I must say. However, it's good to have some sort of endorsements from people who you know. So for example, also in our group, you can start a thread that, hey, let's endorse each other. And then there are like around 400 people. Even if, I don't know, 50 people endorse you for whatever skills,
Right.
you cross endorse them, it's going to help everyone. So
Okay.
this is something that you can ideally do. If you have colleagues, you can endorse each other as well. That's a good
Okay.
way around this as well. Or if you
And is that
have,
something where you can just message them on here to do so?
yeah,
Okay.
you can just, so ideally what you can do is you can just go to someone else's profile and endorse them.
Okay.
This is also a smart way to start conversation. Actually, what happens more often than not, if these are your prospects, they will say, hey, thank you for endorsing me, and you can start a very organic conversation this way as well. So this is
Okay.
a small hack, so to say, we which I wanted to talk later on during the outbound thing, but you can definitely start doing this as well.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. What else? You have a recommendation, which is good. Can you ask your current clients to endorse you on LinkedIn? Or
I could reach out to ones that have left Facebook reviews and
yeah,
see if they're on LinkedIn and just maybe copy and paste it if they could.
exactly. I mean, just it's as easy as sending them a link. You just have to do a little Google search, but it's very easy. You just have to send them a link. You can say, hey, this is your testimonial, please can you just copy paste the same thing. It's good to have at least 5, I would say.
Okay.
The more the better, naturally, but at least 5 is a good number.
Okay.
Okay.
And should I be giving recommendations as well?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you
Okay.
genuinely working with someone, this can be a colleague, this can be your company, this can be your past employers. Sure, why not?
Okay.
What else? That's pretty much it for the profile part, brother.
Yeah, that'll give me plenty to do for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean,
Got some cleaning up to do on this page.
yeah, it's here's the thing, this is how I look at it. It's a one-time thing, but once it's done. Then you don't,
Mhm.
sure, you might need to do modifications, that's absolutely necessary.
Right.
However, once you start talking to your prospects, once you start reaching out to them, once people start landing on your profile, it's good to have a profile, a well-made profile here.
Right.
One more thing I will need you to do is get Sales Navigator. It's like $70 a month, more or less. But with Sales Navigator, you can go in very detailed, and you can exactly target the people in Illinois as you want. These can be HR people, these can be the founders of companies, with the exact criteria that you mentioned. So
Is
this,
Sales Navigator through LinkedIn?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And start playing with Sales Navigator a bit. So let me just show it to you real quick, how Sales Navigator looks like. So do you see here?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Sales Navigator. So you can say search for leads as an example. So industry, okay, forget, let's do geographical. Okay. What's
So
the spelling of,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So there are like 4 million people here. So you have to grow very granular. Any industry you want to put in. So there is hospitality, information, retail, financial services,
Let's just
insurance,
let's try that first one. I think you said healthcare
healthcare.
or
Okay.
hospital healthcare. Yeah.
Okay. So now you have 304,000 people, which is still okay. Now what you can do is you can go even more detailed. So seniority level or titles. So who do you wanna, okay, no, this is wrong. Seniority level. So owner, partner, CFO, CXO, VP, who are the general
It could
decision
probably be
makers?
anywhere manager and up.
Okay, so let's try owners, for example. So you have 4,000, which is okay, still manageable. However, we can even go um, more granular.
Let's
Company
actually do.
headcount.
Let's look at this a little different. Go up to the years at current company, because something I've noticed in my job is sometimes there's some long built relationships with
Okay.
agents. So if there's a newer owner,
Uh-huh.
there might be more of a chance to get in there and start a new relationship.
Okay.
So years at current company, let's do. Is there an option to do less than 1 year on years at current company?
There is less than 1 year. There is one.
Yeah. Let's do that.
86. Dude,
86.
this is perfect.
Yeah,
So
let's try that.
this is very manageable, you see.
Yeah.
So now you can reach out to these people. I mean, I will show you how to reach out, but so
Yeah.
these are your ideal prospects in this case. And this is what I essentially recommend as well. Target 50 to 100 people so that you have a specific number and you can work around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. This is pretty much it. I will after the next session I will also talk a bit about what kind of offer that you should start potentially thinking about, and that will again lead to some modifications on your profile, but this is the groundwork that that you could get started with.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
I will share the video with you.
Okay.
Bridget, by the way, said that she will endorse you, Justin. She said in the chat. So
thank you, Bridget.
She's in our group as well. You can connect with her. You can start a new thread. So that is something that you can do for each other. And get active in the group for sure.
Okay.
Any questions you have for me so far, brother?
I don't think so, Rohan. I appreciate all the information. It'll give me plenty to do in the next week.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely keep me busy, and I'm looking forward to getting into Sales Navigator. I didn't know that LinkedIn offered that. I didn't know they had a tool like that. So
yeah,
pretty excited about that.
Cool. So get started. If you have any questions, ask them in the group. Happy to answer them, and let's connect next week. We can just talk offline about what timings are available for you and me. And
that sounds good.
Let's keep this going.
You got it.
Just one thing, just be consistent, and I promise you will start getting results in next 2 weeks at the most. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, and talk to you soon.
See you next time.
Take care. Ciao.
You too.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, Bridget.